was on an evening walk this week when I felt myself wishing I had a sweater, and that is the first chill I have felt outside in quite some time. And I realized that the world really is making room for autumn to take center stage. I am so excited for this week because Saturday is officially the first day of fall, and I wanted to spend this week kind of getting ready and preparing for that. My husband and I just bought our house in May, and it's our first home. We're so excited to be settling in. We were gone for a lot of the summer with our trip to Europe and family things going on, and so it's been really fun to kind of put some roots and just settle in. I'm so excited for this first holiday season together in our new home. I want to start by sharing my thrift haul from Saturday. I had probably like the best thrift haul of my entire life. I want to start by sharing the things I found for our pantry, some pantry organization. It's not really fall related, but it is amazing. First off, we have these amazing jars. Look at these. They come in 3 different sizes. There are these like little spoon holders on the side. It didn't come with the spoon. I also found these cute little containers. I thought I could put some cute labels on them and store things as well. So found this jar. These little tiny ones that are so cute. I love the thrift store for pantry containers because if you're just willing to be patient and accumulate it slowly, you can find the best stuff there for so cheap. Okay, next let's talk about the pumpkins that I found. My husband laughs that we need so many pumpkins, but I love the cozy cliches of fall. I feel like you just need pumpkins, you know? The first one and my favorite one is this adorable little rustic brown. It's like it has a lid that comes off, so it's kind of like a little jar. So cute. I found this golden one. I don't love the glitter on it. I'm not a huge glittery person, but I think if I stack it with other things, I could cover the glitter and it would still look really cute. This one, which is so fun. I think though that I'm going to probably be redoing like the foliage in the middle, but we'll see. And then I found this little woodcraft one, which I just thought was kind of cute and kind of sweet. I found this plate, which is very beautiful. I found this wooden pumpkin, and we have a collection of cutting boards in our kitchen, and I thought it would look really cute there. Okay, I also found this giant looking fishbowl, and I don't know exactly how I want to use it yet, but what I'm thinking is some kind of candle inside with some sort of like foliage and fall greenery, not greenery, flowers and stuff. I thought these jars were super cute. I have seen some tutorials for making regular glass look like amber glass, so I kind of want to give it a try. I want to turn this one into a potions bottle looking thing, and then these, I haven't decided how I'll style them, but I do want to try turning them into amber glass. I also found these soup bowls. They came in all different colors, so I got 2 orange and 2 black ones, but I thought we could stack. Look at how cute that is. I think this is kind of fun and practical because fall is the perfect time for soup. I also found these candlesticks, which are a little bit worn, but I think that the kind of like the little dings and the imperfections give it character, and I am excited. I think these will probably go on our mantle, which will be fun. I got a bunch of fabric, and now it's like blankets, shirts, curtains, pillowcases, random things that I'm going to turn into a bunch of pumpkins. Now, some of them I will keep, but a lot of them I'm gonna actually try to sell. And then I can never resist a load of vintage books from the thrift store. I also already have some fall decor that I've either been gifted or thrifted or found from the dollar store or just collected over the years, like these pumpkins my sister made me when I was in college. My mom had these foam pumpkins laying around and she gave them to me, so I want to see what we can make with them. I also have some really cute decor that I got at the end of the season last year. I have found that after the fall season is the perfect time to buy decor because everything is so much cheaper. I also have the decor that I made in my video last week. If you want to see how I made these things, hop on over to my fall craft and DIY video. The first room I want to tackle is this family room. Now this is how you last saw it, but since then I thrifted these beautiful rustic bookcases, so this is how the room is looking now. I want to add a statement piece to the fireplace, which means I hopped on over to Michael's to look at their discount flowers. Their foliage and greenery and flowers were 50 to 70% off, and I found some beautiful sprigs that I want to use on the mantle. When it comes to spending money on new seasonal decor, I prefer to put that money towards florals, ambient lighting, things like that that really elevate the space rather than just little knickknacks. For this particular piece, I started with the greenery because that was the part that I wanted draping over the edge. It was the base to everything else. Then I went through and added some sprigs of color throughout and worked my way into the middle. I did the middle last. I added the back pieces first, and then you'll see me slowly adding in some flowers here and there. I did rearrange this multiple times, and I ended up taking out the 2 cream bouquets on either side just to simplify it a little bit, but you won't really see that until the end. I used a floral foam block in the center because that was all I really needed and all I really had, but I did see a genius hack the other day on Instagram where somebody used a pool noodle because it goes across the entire mantle, and they stuck their florals into the pool noodle. So that's something you could try if you wanted. I also stuck a foam block under one of my candlesticks to give it a little extra height, and then stacked the other one next to it. Now I was having a hard time getting my candlesticks to actually stay upright, so I used some sticky tack putty that I had from my classroom when I used to hang posters, and that actually worked really well. It did the trick. Next, I'm hanging my pumpkin garland. If you didn't see my video last week, check it out, but what I did is I made these pumpkins out of salt dough, grabbed some scraps of fabric, and assembled it all together. I hung the garland with command hooks. I put one on either side and then one in the middle. When it came to decorating these bookshelves, I wanted to keep it pretty simple while still bringing in that rustic feeling. I love the rustic farmhouse aesthetic, and I wanted to incorporate that while still feeling almost like a greenhouse. I really wanted to celebrate the harvest aspect of fall by using lots of florals and bringing the outside inside. Next stop is the kitchen. Our kitchen has stark white cabinets, so I wanted to warm it up with lots of oranges and reds. I am incorporating the wreath that I made in my last video, my crafting and DIY video, and I want to hang that on the pantry door. I also made a bigger version for the front door. I am not decorating the patio today. That video will come next week when I decorate all of my outdoor spaces, including our back patio and front porch, but I did want to get this wreath up and hanging and welcoming guests. I decided to use the leftover florals in the kitchen. Up above the microwave, I wanted to create a statement piece that would kind of continue the flow from the family room. I used this container from the dollar store and used a plastic bag for some extra filling as well as a foam block, and then just arranged the pieces in a similar style and way as I did on the mantle. In my September decorating video, I made these little floral candlestick holders, and I wanted to replace them with orange candlesticks. Now at first they looked a little bit like carrots, but once I added some extra touches of orange throughout the space, it really tied together well. I added the wood pumpkin with the cutting boards as well as some other little pieces of decor. I had these little leaves from the dollar store sitting in my craft supplies for quite a while, so I cut a little snip in the middle, creating a little hole, and then tied some clear string to them. Then I went about hanging them from this little window box in our kitchen. I kind of wanted it to look like falling leaves, so I just alternated colors and staggered them at different heights. I sprinkled a few more fall leaves throughout the window box and just tried to make it look as if the leaves had already fallen. Adding the leaves to this little window box kind of created a very cliche and very cheesy look, but I loved it for that. It reminded me of sitting down and watching Halloween Town. I've decided that some of the best things in life are cliche and cheesy, and I loved the coziness of this corner. I can't wait to enjoy this view as I work on dishes or preparing meals or just taking in the morning sunlight. We are actually still using our little dining table from our basement apartment. We have not yet gotten our table for our dining room, and that is mainly because I actually really want to make it. I want a rustic farmhouse looking table to go here. And in the meantime, until we are finished with that, which hopefully will be in the next few weeks, I at least wanted to make this table feel cozy, even though it is way too small for this space. I found some really cute thick ribbon at Michael's, so I layered it with some burlap. Now, sadly, that pumpkin that I told you guys I loved so much from the thrift store accidentally got broken, so I'm going to just use the base because I don't think the top is salvageable, and I'm going to turn it into a floral arrangement. I added this little lantern that I already had, as well as this cute little candy dish. I got this from a neighbor who was having a garage sale for under $1, and I thought it looked a little bit like a pumpkin, so I thought it was a fun addition. Next, I added some of my pumpkins and just some very autumnal decor with lots of oranges and reds and cozy colors throughout the kitchen.
Step finally home. I've been gone for too long. It is true. If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It is true.
I placed some orange string lights on top of my kitchen cabinets and added this little jack-o'-lantern that I got at the thrift store, and it created the most cozy ambiance. Good morning, it is a new day and I wanted to start with something simple. My husband and I collect vinyl records and we have these little baskets. Last year we filled them with pumpkins, so I wanted to carry on that tradition. In the winter we add pine cones, so it's just a fun way to add seasonal touches. Here's what I'm hoping to tackle today. We have this front room, so this is the first room that you see when you walk into the house. And we have just kind of a collection of couches. This is a couch that Riley had before we even got married. This couch we bought for our little basement apartment. So this room, oh, and these bookcases we actually got for free. Somebody was gonna throw them away and they were pretty nice and we didn't want them to go to the landfill, so we picked them up. You can see there's like a few little dings here, but we're going to eventually probably add some kind of molding around it to make it a little bit nicer. But in the meantime, it actually looks really, really nice in this space. So I want to add some fall touches to the bookshelf. I decided to use the foam pumpkins from my mom to decorate the top of our bookcase. I gave them a nice coat of paint. Some of them I did in a creamy light terracotta color. I also painted some pastel green, which I don't know if I love. I might go back and change that later. And some I did in a bluish gray kind of stone color. I was also given some smaller pumpkins, so I painted those brown, and these are the colors that I ended up with. They're pretty, but they kind of give me spring vibes, so I don't know if I'll go back and change the green later. I gathered some wood chips from the yard to use as stems for the pumpkin, and then I just carefully placed them in each pumpkin. Because it's foam, they went in pretty easily. I added some bows with some string and ribbon on top of these little pumpkins, and then I grabbed some mushrooms that I had gotten at the dollar store this year and kind of spaced them out evenly. I also added in the smaller brown pumpkins and some greenery and flowers. And unfortunately, my storage actually filled up, so I can't show you the whole process. But after I was finished, I added some orange string lights behind to give it kind of an orange-red glow.
Be right here with you. In this world of
Next, I just used the decor I had left and added some fun fall touches to our bookcase.
so close your
Last week in my decor and DIY video, I made these pumpkins out of old sweaters and sweatpants. So I just added them to this couch because they tied in really well with the rug. This is what the bookcase looks like at night, and it looks more red on screen, but it does have an orange hue to it in real life. It turned out so cozy, and I love all the little lights. I added these battery-operated tea candles throughout the bookshelf to just give it that little magical touch.
lights are out and heaven's open. We can be everything we want. Oh.
In between the front room and the kitchen, we have a little coat closet, so I took down the old wreath and I just grabbed some ribbon. This is scrap ribbon that I got at Michael's, but you could just use whatever you had on hand, and tied it together and then tied that to the top of this wire wreath from the dollar store. It's giving me Cousin It vibes, but I really like it. It's simple and bohemian, and I put it on the coat closet. I will definitely be adding little touches of fall here and there because that's just who I am. I love decorating. I love DIYing and crafting and all those things. And so I'm sure as the season goes on, I will draw inspiration and keep adding. So follow along, hit like and subscribe. Next week I will be sharing my transformation of our outdoor spaces. So I'm going to be adding some fall touches to our front porch as well as our back patio. My name is Jenneca and I create home-centered content designed to inspire creativity and resourcefulness. Things like DIY, crafting, decorating, organization. I'm so glad to have you along, and hit like and subscribe for more videos coming soon.